All right, guys, welcome back for round six of CB Rivals. It's gonna be a hype day today, I'm pretty sure. Sitting here on the bench with me is Ruffle and Faust. Welcome, boys.
Hello, hello.
Thanks for having us. Thanks.
Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna have a chill day. More will be joining us later today as well. Could be some guys, some more from WhySoSerious, but maybe also from Zodiac. We'll see. We'll see. Um, Bench, you're already Faust in chat as well, so I just want to remind you that you still are benched.
Get
In case
benched.
you didn't realize, but Faust, we talked about a little bit before opening the stream. You've been away from the game for a little bit. What's up, man?
I'm doing fine so far, brother. Thanks for having me here once again. I hope you guys are enjoying so far. I was finally able to come back and help you guys
Yeah,
during
absolutely.
the casting. I like the map. I'm not gonna lie. I like the White Hulk 4 map. One of my favorite maps in the game. So it's gonna be a fun watch for me, actually.
Yep, absolutely. We're going to be playing on Wild Oak 4 today, like you said. We're going to have a good schedule. You can see it at the bottom of the screen already. First matchup is WhySoSerious versus Get Baited. Then we got Copium and Fate against Push or Kick. We got Zodiacs versus Hyperborea. And then banger of the day, Yeah Buddy versus Rough Justice. And I'm just going to show you the standings because it's going to be exciting. And as you can see, let me bring it up as well. You guys can see it as well, right?
Yep.
Yep. All right. So we got Rough Justice still sitting in first place with 10 points. They've tied against Zodiacs 2 weeks ago, I think it was. Why So Serious are on their tails together with Yeah Buddy with 8 points, so only 2 points behind, and you get 3 points for a win, 1 point for a tie. And then Get Baited with 7 points. So the four teams sitting at the top will all be playing each other today, and we'll basically decide if we still have 2 or 3 teams, or even 4 teams at the end of today, still fighting for that first or second place. And then in the middle of the pack, we got Push or Kick and Zodiacs. And then Copium and Fate and Hyperborea sitting at the bottom. Bottom two teams will be demoting at the end of the season. So basically, the bottom four teams could still stay in a division or go out. So to this round is going to be very important for all teams to get some points.
I
Yep.
mean,
Crazy games today. Interesting, like the how everything developed until now. We have Rough Justice,
Mm-hmm.
WhySoSerious, and Yabadi in the top three. I think we all knew this was gonna happen, but I don't think anybody literally thought it's gonna be this close. Because today, depending on the match results, we will literally have top one and two locked in, and the third and fourth playing for the same for the spots. So it's gonna be a crazy game.
Mm-hmm.
Why so serious against Get Baited? Very important match. If it's not a 2-0 for WSS, I think they're kind of off from the run again
Mm-hmm.
for the first point for the first place. And Rough Justice versus Yabadi. Rough Justice fighting to keep this first place. It's gonna be still a close one if they tie, but it's gonna be a crazy one. Let's see what
Mm-hmm.
happens.
Yeah, absolutely. And also remember that Why So Serious will play against Yeah Buddy next week, right? So
Yeah, yep.
let's go.
that's what
Let's
I mean,
go.
right?
Yeah, but yeah,
Yes.
Why So Serious is literally, I don't know if I can say this, be to the walls. So
Mm-hmm.
they have to do everything they can today to do a 2-0, and the next one will be a banger and
Yeah.
see how good they improve, if they
Yeah.
deserve that first or second place at all or not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I
That will
mean,
be
absolutely.
crazy.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
seeing the results so far, seeing their current situation, I mean,
yeah.
Vice is doing much better than last season.
Mm-hmm.
Because remember, last season during the Swiss stage,
Mm-hmm.
they were only able to defeat APM. But other
Yep.
than that, all the remaining matches were tie for them. Even
Yep.
the Yeah Body match was the tie for them.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, getting more than one win and already having two wins for ISO
Mm-hmm.
series is already an insane
Yeah,
result right
absolutely.
now.
And Faust,
So yeah,
I'm
we
gonna interrupt you
finally
because we're already going to the game. I'm quickly gonna transit first to the bands
yeah.
because we have to talk a little bit about the bands,
Yeah, they're
and
really
then go
important.
into the selection. So Ruffle, take this away because you know most about the bands, I think, in this
Yeah,
round.
really important bands right now, so everybody keep this in mind. Iron Reapers, Phalanx, and the Companion Cav are banned, but we still have the Modaos Halberdiers, which is the second strongest anti-cav happening in the game, and we have the Yo-Yo Cav still open.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're gonna see a lot of spam of Cav with tier 5 Cav with a bunch of queens and Siladars. Is gonna be a very strong game, and it's gonna be decided about from who plays their anti-Cav better, who plays the Halberdiers and Modao better, and who plays their Yo-Yo Cav better. It's
Alright.
gonna be a crazy game. I think it's gonna be a hectic one. Let's see what happens. I'm not betting on anybody until now. I think the map is already understood by everyone, and looking at the teams, it's gonna be a very hectic game. So we will hope for the best gameplay.
Yeah,
Let's jump into it, I guess.
yeah,
Hope
yeah,
so.
absolutely jump into it. And let me just.
I want to say something. I'm scared of the fact that Get Baited has, at least like they have 5 ranged heroes right now.
Mhm.
If they can make the difference, it's gonna be very huge for them because you need your heroes to disrupt the Modao. I mean, because if you save them, you are gonna use it mainly. So you need your heroes to jump in and create a path for your units or your Cav to wipe. So WhySoSerious has like much more poleaxe comparing to Get Baited, but Get Baited has more uh, musket heroes right now, as we
Mhm.
see, as you can see. But the thing is, they will be too vulnerable if they use them during the whole game. So maybe if WhySoSerious can, you know, punish those muskets, it will be huge for them as well.
Yep, we already start off, so looks like there's not gonna be any Sally happening, which is an interesting fact. I think a Sally would be very open in this situation. Looking at the bans, is gonna be a very chill game until now. The both teams are gonna fight for the priority on the gate. A gate being very important for this map,
Mhm.
Absolutely.
because fighting for this map, you always have to take either the backs, have to play for either the supplies in the back, or have to do a push through the stairs. And having the gate open is a very important fact in this map. Until now, we don't see Get Baited actually trying to do anything about it, which is totally fine. But I think we will see some of the teams actually giving this gate some thought. Maybe defending it with some Falcos, maybe defending it with cannons,
Mhm.
which are, of course, open in this game. I don't think we'll see much of it, much of cannons,
Yeah,
because this map.
let's take a look at the units because we missed it before the game, right? So we
Yeah.
see Unroban on WhySoSerious having the cannons. We also see Joe Lewis on the side of Get Baited having the cannon. And then do we see any more? No.
I see Pustoy defeating Ja already in their
Mhm.
duel. Like Pustoy is on top of the siege tower. He already uh, repelled, Ja. Now he's back to the supply, I guess. I mean, Pustoy making a pressure point already.
Yeah,
His
Pistoy is
long
such a
off
good
gonna be
longbow, right?
crucial as always.
Mhm.
Yeah. I'm trying to see if WhySoSerious tries to do something sneaky, but so far I don't see anything happening. They're
All right.
moving
So
together.
until now, we see the gate has been already breached. The first point of this map has already been secured, and now let's see what move will WSS make. I see they left the right breach on 1 HP. We might see a gameplay regarding of that breach. We'll see if there's any switch and bait from WSS,
Mhm.
because until now we just see the normal get your units on top of the stairs, wait to see the enemy move, and going out from this.
Yeah. And what about the unit comps right now? I mean, we see Zekeli Militia coming in for WhySoSerious, Claymores, Modal, of course the new Paladins I think is here, right? Not the Man at Arms, and
Their
Yes.
then
favorite unit.
Modal and Silidars.
Yeah.
So from now, we can see they left the breach on 1 HP, so they can rotate on the top with the full
Mhm.
infantry, which is very, very anti-cav based. You see the Modaos, you see Wu Wei, Siladars, the Paladins, and the Halberdiers, are the key anti-cav unit. Right now, they are contesting the supply. We'll see that Get Baited doesn't want to let this go for free, so they will actually try to fight for it. Is going to be an interesting now one, because you can see Get Baited insta pulling a lot of cap out.
Yeah, they're just
So
spamming after. Also,
Absolutely.
look at the Queen's Knight. There's three
In
Queen's
the middle,
Knights right
right?
now in the middle. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. That is a fight for A. So basically, you see WSS pulling all the attention on the top right supply, and the Queen's Knights will be easily taking the A point if they're left unchecked. So right now, WSS taking the prio on the right supply. This trap is not gonna hit that much, to be honest. It's gonna be a bit of a bait for the rotation. They are trying to take this supply. They will not cap it, but they will fight for this one. And now we will see if the cav of get baited will be good enough. But I do not think you cannot push into this comp with full cav. They're gonna get absolutely wiped here. WSS playing comps on the perfection right now. You will see all this guy going through, then absolutely getting wiped by the Moldavos and the Bulgarians. We will see a flank on the back. They were already fighting. Akbar defeated Ghost on the cap fight, but we will see a big fight on supplies. This is really important. Double Series looks like he's losing things on now. We will have to keep in mind that 8 point has been contested. So 8 point is being contested by this Queen's Knight in the back. So we will see what happens at this situation. If get baited stay too much on this position, they will lose 8 point and they will not be able to retake. Looks like WSS is cleaning up this supply, and I think get baited should concede the 8 point at this situation, because WSS is gonna respawn on 8 point with infantry, cav, and just gonna take it. Once you lose this supply fight and that much cav, I think this fight is over. WSS has to be careful here to not get pushed, because these units are very vulnerable right now.
Yeah. And also interesting to see,
But-
like, WhySoSerious was losing the hero fight, actually. So at one point it looked like Galbeda was winning, right? But then WhySoSerious just having
Yes.
the better units. And also all the respawners now coming into A, so because the fight is so far away from A, it's impossible now for Galbeda to even contest A anymore.
they
right?
even-
Exactly, yeah.
They even
I think
found
it's
the
important
time
on this map to understand that hero deaths are very important and respawners are very important. So I think WSS played very aggressive with their heroes just to have the better respawn on A point. Like we were talking at the start of the match before, what is important is to take a fight very far away from the A point and to have the gate open to respawn faster than your enemy to take your position on A point. And I think this was the mentality of WSS in this map, trying to be very aggressive in the team fight, not int, right? This is not inting, is trying to be very aggressive, die first, respawn first. That was basically the mentality of it. Right now, the game got chill a bit. We were looking at this situation where WSS is trying to figure out where they want to push, how they want to push, and get baited. Let's look at the setup because it's very important, right?
Two Falcos already.
Two
One is
Falcos
still-
in two key positions. It's gonna be an interesting one. I haven't seen this double Falco setup before. I think it's gonna be a very hard one, a very hard defense from Gate Baited here, but
One Falco is getting trapped right now.
yeah, trap on the Falcos over there. I think one of them hit.
Yeah, you got one of them.
Yeah, they got one of them. It's not that bad. We will see this normal push on the left side, on the side of the map from the supply, taking the prio on the front. But the Falcos are shooting. This is pretty important because if those Falcos are shooting and not getting matched, the cannons cannot be used, right? So I
Yes.
guess this was the idea of get baited. The Shenji throw was really good. They are getting bombarded. This is not a good situation from WSS. They have to commit and they have to push in. But their comp is not committing. It's not a comp that you can commit with very much, so they are taking their time. The Siradars are going in front with the Paladins, trying to fight through this infantry push and get to those Fakos. The Cav is coming through, but they will go straight to the Modao's end, the Halberdiers. The supply is being anti-capped, which is very, very, very important for get baited to get it right now. Mali is trying to, the chain dart is trying to clean this supply for the WSS so they can resupply their units and actually get this fight going through. We can see that get baited absolutely wiped this one. Very big fight for get baited over here. Those double setup of
Ooh.
Falcos was really important.
No supply block
That
though.
trip, no supply block. The supply has been cleaned, and now is the important fact: is their supply, get baited supply, is opened as well. So it's gonna be, I think, a stalemate until now, and we'll see another push. Yeah, very interesting one because looking at the comp, right? The double Falco was not allowing this full 15 setup on the side.
Yep, and look at the
And,
units as well, right? It's pretty much tight now, where WhySoSerious had a clear lead before this fight, so...
Exactly. The thing is, we will see again, I think, WSS realized this position is not actually doable, but got out of the comp, right? Now you see the cannons and you see the changes in the back, which will be a very bad thing if WSS is gonna push in the same situation. And looking at the comp of WSS doesn't want to really commit and push in. They want the enemy to come to them. But Get Baited's comp is a comp that wants to just sit there, shoot from range, and destroy the enemy, right?
Mhm.
So Get Baited's comp basically counters WSS comp. So what we want to see from WSS is a very big commit and a very big push happening with these units. We'll see if they can make it happen, because if they sit in one place, they will just get farmed continuously.
One more are waiting for the get baited supply.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like 14 people in the main defense and the fighting area. One guy is waiting with his units back there. Maybe a 14 versus 15 can work for WhySoSerious.
Mhm.
But other than
You
that,
can
it's
see
gonna
the
be kind of hard.
position of the cannon is very important,
Yeah,
right? They are not really very accessible, so that's an important fact.
I think the push is starting.
Yeah, the push
Yeah.
is starting right now, the same position, fully 15. I don't think it's the best idea, but the double
Yeah.
Falco setup was already dealt with, right? Now we're gonna see a full commit.
Cannons
Full
are
commit on
up.
the point.
They are going change it. They are going change it. That's a good play.
Very important. They are trying to get away from the cannons, but they have to commit into this big blob. They have to push this big blob and forget about the backside. We will see if the cav is it's very important from WSS. They're going in now. They are wiping the front line of the get baited, and now they're trying to push into the back. Let's see if they can actually do this. Okay, the heroes went into the back. They tried to commit for those cannons. They died with their heroes, but the comp of get baited has been wiped. Let's see if the resuppliers will be very important in this situation, because a lot of heroes died already. And the team fight is going to be very slow at this point. It's going to be important if they can break these Modaos on the corner over here and actually clean everything with Cav. Very slow team fight happening right now. It's just about, it's a matter of the hero play at this moment. And let's see who can get on top on this one. Units are very, 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 very on the same, right? There's the same units right now. So it's a very good defense by Get Baited until now. Let's see what happens here.
The beginning was very good actually.
I think WSS doesn't have very good units right now. Thinking that they have a lot of tier 1 units when they started this game. So it's gonna be hard for WSS to actually take this one out. Interesting one.
Oh yeah, it's maybe a setup in the very first game already. WhySoSerious still in it, of course. 5 minutes left, so plenty of time to still do something with it. But
in my honest opinion, the very first push of WhySoSerious was very good because they were able to punish the changes before the changes could do something. So the very fast commitment from them is actually clever. They were able to take care of the change in the middle, and then they decided to turn to the cannons, turn to the main bluff of Get Baited. But by then, I mean, they had so much anti-cav, and they tried to push with their cavalry. I'm talking about WhySoSerious, by the way. So I think they lost some of their decent cavs, and the rest of the fight wasn't good for them as well because Get Baited was able to capture the supply.
Look at Get Baited's
So they
unit
couldn't
now.
supply.
They got
Get
2
Baited
Alchemists and 2 units of Falcos, so if they can protect the Falcos, maybe it's really good, but the Alchemist, of course, not gonna help that much.
I mean, WhySoSerious
yeah,
was as well.
it's a hard one. I think this one is wrapped already. Looking at the unit comps, you can see that WSS has a bunch of peasants. And some reminiscences of their first push with Cavs and the Queen's Knights. But look at the units of Get Baited. Tier 5s, Halberdiers, Paladins, full units. Yeah, I think this one is a wrap, boys.
And even though WhySoSerious still have some cav left, there's plenty of anti-cav as well still, and the heroes.
Unless something crazy is gonna happen,
Yep,
we can see that. Let's see what happens here. We have a push, a bait push with the serfs, trying to get out as much as they can from this tier 1 unit. WSS is not really rushing, which is a good thing.
There's a hero kill. That's nice.
The flanks are really important here. Let's see if the cav can clutch it for WSS. The cav going in the back, in the front as well. This cav in the front is really important. Clapping these units in the front. Very good job with this cav. Second cav coming through. Really good job from this Akabak cav. Second cav coming in through. Cleaning the point. Very good. Very good job.
Here comes the
but now
from the top, though.
Counter cap is important as well. Very nice. Actually, cleaning the point, the heroes of WSS are dying. And get baited. Got this one wrapped in the bag, boys. Whew. Not expecting this one, to be honest, but looking at the comps and looking at the each team's approach to this map, I think Get Baited got the best out of WSS in the team comp. Their strategy was better. WSS went through for the more of a anti-cavalry approach with so many modaus and static units. They were expecting Get Baited to fully commit on cav, playing double cav and maybe infantry. But Get Baited played the game, and they said, okay, you think we're gonna play a lot of cav? We're just gonna play a lot of range and farm you on the spot where you want us to push you in. So yeah, very good approach from Get Baited. They took this map and they got the defense on this map very strong. This is a hard map to defend, in my opinion, if you give up a point. But yeah, congrats to Get Baited. Very good approach, and yep.
Yeah, well played, man. But let's see if WhySoSerious tries one more hero push.
Yeah, exactly.
Anything
They
can
still
happen.
have 2 minutes. They got 3 trebuchets
Yeah.
as well. So if they get a really lucky trap, maybe. But
And Tostoy was able to keep
shouldn't
the
get this.
context
Yep, that too.
on top of the wall. So maybe they can. I mean, there is still so much from Get Baited.
Yeah.
It will be so hard for WhySoSerious to wipe all those remaining units. So I think maybe this. I think this might be it for them, because like there is not even a single unit for WhySoSerious.
Yeah,
I
it's
think.
all or nothing now.
Yeah.
Get Baited making a huge step though, because they get to play against Rough Justice in their very last round. If they win against WhySoSerious today, they will get to 10 points as well and be in contention for the championship still. So this is huge for them right now. There we go, Under Malini charge.
Okay. Okay. But still Zweihanders. So Heavy Kev is coming down. They will wipe the rest of them.
Smoky,
This
smoky.
hurts. It hurts actually.
Yeah, this was painful. Alright guys,
Yep.
Looks like we are gonna have to bring back WhySoSerious for the next game. Get Baited did it here. Taking down WhySoSerious on White Oak Fort on the defense. And
by the way, CB, I think the stream is a bit out of picture. We still kind of have like 3% of the screen.
Yeah.
3 parts of the screen.
Wait, what? Is it?
We don't see the full screen screen on the. Yeah.
Let me check. Should be. It's looking good on mine. Oh no, oh good. Alright. I'll fixing it quick. What the hell? That's stupid, guys. Alright, I'm very sorry for that one. Don't know why it was that weird.
All good. I'll get it fixed for next game. It's totally fine.
Exactly. Alright, you have to do it with a quarter of the screen. Alright, we got baited. WhySoSerious got baited. On to the next game.
It's time for WhySoSerious to
unfortunately.
strike again. WhySoSerious is back in business.
Exactly.
Let's see.
Back in business. Good job from Get Baited. Reading the strat very good and getting actually the best out of WSS. WSS looked at the map, the bands, and they thought, yeah, there's gonna be a bunch of cav. Let's just play static units with Modawas and Halberdiers, and we're gonna win. And Get Baited thought about it and were like, yeah, you think we're gonna bring a bunch of cav? No problem. We will bring double Falcos and cannons. Do something about it. And unfortunately, WSS got baited really hard. Went for the 15-man push and got farmed by Falcos. It is what it is. Is the game for the best to win. So right now, Get Baited got the best of WSS in the team comp. Let's see what happens for the next one. Let's hope WSS can bring something better out of the bag as well. I think it's gonna be an interesting one, the next fight, because WSS Get Baited cannot do this same strat as on the attack as well. You kind of are forced to play a bit of more engaged units. So let's see what will happen.
Absolutely. All right. Quickly going through the post-battle analysis, then we'll be going to get ready for in the lobby for the next one. Yeah, crazy. Like, this was a close game as well in the end. It didn't look close at the first fight, right, guys? And
Yeah.
then Get Baited definitely turning around there. All right.
Yeah, like I was talking, I was yapping a lot about this stuff, right? You can see the first team fight. The first team fight was something that we expected, right? Get baited, try to get all their cav out and push WSS on that supply. WSS played it right with a bunch of anti-cav holding their position. Get baited, saw what happened and brought out the ranged units and farmed the WSS on the spot they wanted to actually attack from. So yeah, just good mind games from Get Baited.
I mean,
Absolutely.
both sides would have had a cleaner ending for this. They would have had a
I
better
think it
game,
went
actually.
as best as you could ask from both teams. Looking at what happened in the first fight, right? Get Baited kind of got got kind of overrun. Let's say that because it was a 12 versus 15 push on the supply. But on the other side of the map, you see some skirmishes with the queens on the A point and the cav through the city. So it went as good as not listen. Let's not say it went bad for Get Baited, but it didn't went very good. But they pull it through uh, on the second and third fight. So yeah,
I mean, I was able to.
WSS kind of went with the same mentality, and they saw the first fight. They
Mm-hmm.
thought, yeah, it's gonna be the second fight is gonna be the same.
Yep.
Went for the full 15 push, which was a mistake to be honest, and they should have changed it on the second one. But at this point, looking at the team comps, they couldn't change much. They had to do this. They had to commit for this 15-man push, and yeah, at the end of the day, they got outmatched in the comp. Let's see if there's gonna be anything different in the second one.
Yep.
I do not think we're gonna see very unconventional things again.
Yeah, we'll see.
Um,
Some
yeah.
something else I also noticed was that even in the first fight, WhySoSerious won in the end, getting that supply, of course. But you could see that
Yeah.
the hero fight went to Get Baited. Like, more guys from Get Baited were left standing at the end, even though all the units were gone.
hmm
And I think we saw this even in the second and third fights, where Get Baited had the better hero versus hero fight, perhaps in some of them.
I don't think it's mainly because of the hero versus hero. It was just the idea of the push that had to be done from
Mm.
WSS. They had very static units, very static comp.
Yeah.
They couldn't really push in hard and actually get a position. They had to go in, press one on the modals, and sit there for a second, right? But because of the Falco shooting on them, they had to commit with their heroes, jump with the heroes on the special on the Falcos, and that's how they died, right?
Mm-hmm.
Basically, that's what happened on the second and third fight. The heroes of WSS had to commit and had to suicide for those units in the backline, so that's why they died faster. But I think, yeah, it's a hard one to swallow.
Mm-mm.
In my opinion, WhySoSerious did have a decent supply push actually, because the heroes that they sent to A point was able to come and flank get baited in the during the supply fight, and they were able to get a huge advantage actually. But they somehow wasted it in their very first base push. The very first base push was actually like very bad for them, because get baited at two Falcos. They were able to, at least use one of them decently. Even why so serious goes for one side, there will be a Falco waiting for the other side as well. So it didn't went end well for them. But the second fight, they did not have two Falcos at this time. They had one Shenji, they had one Falco. They were able to punish the Shenji very well, but they still somehow lose the fight. But they were able to catch up to the Shenjis very well. Like they absolutely immediately decimated them, and they were able to come back to the main top, the main push. They fought for it very well at some point, but after that, get baited clean them with their cav that they have. But it wasn't like I think the breaking point for this match was the WhySoSerious doing their like bad first push for the base. I think they were good on the supply point. They were good on the like A point as well because they both like sent their guys to both sides, like at least two or three guys for the A side, the rest of them for the supply side. They were able to fight it very well, both sides, and even then, Akabuk was able to clean Ghostek's Cav trying to flank for the supply. It was very crucial for them as well, and then they were able to take the supply. The only thing that went horribly wrong for them was the first base push actually, because like they lost all their advantage before that push. WhySoSerious had like a very good unit advantage for them. I think at least 100 or 150 unit. I don't know if I don't remember it that well, but it was very good for them. And the like I said, the breaking point for this match for me was the first base push, because they lost so many units at there, and they evened their unit. And when you even those units, it's not good for the attackers because you always have some peasants, some bad units for yourself to push those siege engines. So it's like if you see both teams having the same amount of units, it's a disadvantage for the attacking side. Like people always tend to forget that, but we shouldn't forget that. You will always have like at least around 50 to 100 peasant units. So the moment WhySoSerious and Get Baited tied their unit, the amount of units that they had, it's a disadvantage for like doesn't matter which team you are. If you're an attacker and if you have same units, it's a disadvantage for you because you will have your peasants left, and it's not useful for you at the end. And as you see the ending, Get Fated still had their, some anti-cav, and they will instantly farm those peasants. So you need to have those advantages, and you need to use those advantages very well, and you shouldn't use them as an attacker team.
Yep, exactly. But now looking at the rankings, it already blew open, right?
Yeah, totally.
At this point, we only have I think WSS. I think it's out of the contestant for the first place.
Yeah, it
So
depends,
right
right? It
now,
depends. If they get 1 point, they would. So let's say WhySoSerious make it a tie, they will be moving to
yeah,
9 points. Get Beta will move to 8 points, and then if Yeah Buddy wins their match, they would be sitting
yeah,
at 11 points with Rough Justice at 10, still at 10 points. So best case scenario for WhySoSerious is of course the Yeah Buddy winning, and then they are still only 2 points away from Yeah Buddy, which means that if they win next week against Yeah Buddy, they will be sitting 1 point ahead of them. So they can still make it, but it now is not like totally in their own hands. Rough Justice um, would technically be ahead of them if they win out the season.
exactly. Yep. So uh, WSS, what they have to do right now is win this next game, get the tie,
Mm-hmm.
and pray for Yabadi to win 2-0 against Raj Justice, so they can
Mm-hmm.
actually have a contest for the first
Exactly.
place. But I think, yeah, it's a dicey one. Let's see what happens.
It is for sure.
This
And
map,
I also wanna like look at Get Baited, right? Like Get Baited sitting at 7 points
mhm,
currently. They are guaranteed to move to 8 points now. But if they
yeah,
win the next one as well, right? If they make it a 2-0, then they get 3 points. They move to 10 points and tie themselves with Rough Justice. So then
oof,
suddenly, if
yeah,
Rough Justice lose against Yeah Buddy, we will be having 3 teams with 11, 10, and 10 points. But of course, this is all about if Yeah Buddy wins, right? If Rough Justice wins the last
exactly.
match of today, then it's pretty much guaranteed that they will be able to make it to a championship.
Yeah. After that point, even one tie for them, like even if they lose the rest of
Mm-hmm.
those games, they will have a high chance. Even one tie for them will almost guarantee them the title, because Yabadi would probably need to win two matches back to back
Yeah.
and not losing any. And even Rough Justice loses the rest of those games, they will, like, I think if I didn't count them wrong, they will still be able to play, some sort of tie break for the first place.
Mm-hmm.
So like they will somehow contest the first place anyway. So this game, today's game for Rough Justice is very crucial. If they win, they almost get it, and it will be like 90%
Mm-hmm.
certainty for them.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we're
All
moving
right.
back to the game. Gotta make sure that everything is set up correctly this time around. So
So
Yes, yes.
yes,
yeah,
let's see if there
it's
are
all
any
looking good, guys.
substitutes.
We're good to go. Here we go. Game 2, Get Baited versus WhySoSerious on the Wild Dog Fort. Um, let's take a look at the units because those were dicey last game. I'm curious what we're getting
All
now.
right.
I see
Yeah,
some
it's
changes.
important to check it. Yeah.
Mhm.
I see some changes for them. Get baited. I think put some of their bench warmers in there. I think for this time. I didn't see Toxic Matt GB. I think did he play the defend? I don't
think
remember,
so.
but I think he's
Oof.
playing for now. So I think I see
Looking
some
at this,
bench warmers.
looking at these attacker units, you see no specialty.
Mhm.
Infantry and cavalry. This is gonna
That's
be a
aggressive.
very, very important thing
Mhm.
because Get Bait is gonna try to pick a point and absolutely swarm it with all their units. And WSS is gonna be very careful. Was gonna have to be very careful about this cav
Mhm.
flanks and play as good as they can with their infantry because this comp from Get Baited said fuck the special units.
Yeah.
We're just gonna go with infantry as hard as we can and try to win the fight as strong as we can.
And I think
So they don't.
and on the side of WhySoSerious, we're seeing very similar comp, I think, right? One unit of Lion Roar crew with Androban, one unit of Shenji with Fatsal, and two is the Kelly and Militia, and then a lot of infantry again, of course, and
Yep.
a couple cav with Pustoy with Fatsal, I think, and also Robert de Sable. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Yabadi decided to. You know what? We practiced this all week. They're not gonna be able to do the same range tomfoolery
Mhm.
this time. So just go with what we know what we know to do and play as best as we can. They have to fight this one. They have to fight this one to stay on the rankings, right? So they are fighting for their lives right now. I think a lot of players will be very on point, and let's see if they can actually get this defense going because it's a hard one. Let's see what happens. So the start, no sally out,
Yeah,
respect.
we are seeing a regular start, like as always, just like the first match.
Mhm. Regular start, shooting the cannons, taking the bridges down. We don't see them committing for this bridge. I'm sorry, for the gate and the ram. I think they kind of want to leave it
I
for
see
later
It feels like
and
Joe
focus on
they
going
may
going up.
to
just
the
be
right side.
rushing the right side, right? Just going for that supply, maybe wrap around.
And now
Yeah,
Pusto
I
is
think
going to the
that's
right
what they're
side.
trying to do. But I honestly speaking, I think this is a mistake to
Mhm.
forsake this gate. It's really important
Two heroes trying
for
to
the
climb the right
attackers.
side, by the way. Like I see one chain dot and one dual blade is also climbing the right side wall as well. They both climbed.
Yeah,
Uh, there is no resistance from WhySoSerious for the right side. They are
uh,
freely roaming for the right side. I don't
I
know what
think it
what are
doesn't
they
really
thinking
matter
for them.
because this bridge is already going to go down, right? And
Yeah.
if you want to fight for this back supply, you have to have units over there and be set up. So you dying
Mhm.
for trying to contest this dual blade and chain dart with heroes is gonna it's a bad thing.
Uh,
Getting on timers, it's not really worth it for the defenders. So for now, they just want to see what Get Baited wants to do and match their push.
yeah, why so
Looks
serious
like
is
Get Baited.
why so serious basically just giving up the right half of the map, right? The
Yeah,
right side is now get baited, and the left side is basically why so serious. But you can see Kev coming in from Rise. He will be using that left flank to try and get in there.
yeah, it's important. He's already going in. I think he saw some units that he could punish right now. This Cav is going through towards
Oh yeah,
that
he's
supply.
going. He's early. Oof.
He's very early. I think he's just trying to fish for some special units, or they're trying to get WSS
Ooh,
attention.
look at
Look
the
at
Kev though.
this.
Look at the Kev on the right side. This is a bait.
Full cap from the right side is a big attention baiting bait from this Get Baited.
But
That trap might be very good as well.
Ooh,
WhySoSerious doesn't have
Punishing
enough
some
army yet.
units from
They don't have
WSS that are
enough.
not
this is pure
Oh, that's
chaos.
insane.
pure
Yeah.
chaos. Yep. And now Get Baited is just looking. Yeah, should we push into this? We don't have to commit. Go back.
Ooh.
They made a small trade. Didn't really go on top with it. I think it was a pretty interesting bait again from Get Baited with that cav push, but WSS respond to it. Now we see switch immediately from the full cav to full
Mhm.
infantry, pushing to the A point. Let's see how this is gonna go because without any special units, these infantry pushes are really hard. This trap is gonna be really important if WSS doesn't look at it. Oof, that might hit very hard.
Here it comes.
The next one,
Ooh.
oh,
That's a
Oh,
good
the
hit.
hit. That's
that's a
huge
good
for them.
trap.
That's huge for Get Baited.
And cav from the back, the cav from the back,
Right.
looking at the cocos.
Close that.
Oh, the cocos dead. 4 cocos left from WSS. But the fight is still very in the same, very equal, right? WSS has this comp that is very statics, right? And the traps are hitting very hard in this situation. But I think they are kind of trading equally,
The cap
and
from
but the
Get Baited is still
supply,
going to come in as well.
yeah, the supply looks really, really hard for WSS right now. They just have to blob on point and hope for the respawners to retake the supply,
Another cap coming
but it's
from
gonna
them.
be a hard one.
Oh, that's a nice cap, but I think it's stopped. Another Yanyadoa coming for the main block.
Yeah, this Yanudawas are just trying to do as much as they can, but they're going through a lot of Modawas and
Yeah.
Queens, Knights, and Wu Ways, right? So it's kind of an equal trade, but
That
I
looks like a lot of
think
units, but that's actually really low units, so this cap is going to be able to clean up.
WhySoSerious doesn't have
Yep,
any
yep.
supplies right now at this point. They have to. They either have to take the supply or they have to die. Because
No,
both
I
supply.
think WSS at this point they have to concede the A point and play on the last. I think they did as much as they could with the units that they had, and right now have to concede A point and play for last. Very, very, very good pushes from Gatewaited.
They look so many.
Interesting approach for this compositions. Playing very well with the Trebs. The Trebs were on point, killing the Cocos over there, flanking in the back with the Cav, doing the bait and switch through full Cav to full infantry. They put WSS questioning what they want to what Gatewaited wants to do, right? So really bait and switch from Get Baited, huh?
Yeah,
Living up to their
absolutely.
name.
The thing
True
is,
to
I
their
want
name
to look
here.
at the unit.
Absolutely.
I want you guys to pay attention to those unit counts. I mean, WhySoSerious has 941, and Get Baited have 700, and like they pretty much have 800. So there is a like 140 unit deficit for WhySoSerious. But I mean, Get Baited lost so many for getting the A point. I mean, those double supply captures was very like clever for them, very clever from them. It pretty much forced WhySoSerious to fall back because they had no other option but retreat because both supplies are contested or taken. So the only way for you to come back with the new units is either you die and respawn with new ones, or you try to take a supply point and take your units from there. And
All
the
right.
second option will consume a lot of time for you. Now they
Get
have started.
Baited going for the big rotation to the back. I think this rotation is a very old rotation that hasn't been done too much before because of the way that the map has been changed. But this rotation basically stops the defender to have access to the supply point, and it baits the
Blind
defender into a
traps.
very trappable position. This is the big problem over here. If Get Baited is actually going to be able to take this position and play with a supply, the defenders don't have a supply anymore. Very important because there's not going to be many double cap. Oh my god,
Ooh,
this trap is
damn.
important, really important. Okay, WSS just said, okay, fuck it, we're gonna push into this. We cannot wait anymore. They are staying into this trap, which is very, very bad for WSS. They have to move in right now with those Cocos. They have to push very hard and ignore this any front line. They are destroying this front line, but they're not anti-capping any of the supplies right now. The Cav Sunny just got to the back supply, and Andrew is blocking the front supply. But the problem for WSS now is that they don't have an supply available for them. They have to retake this supply so they can respawn with units.
Yeah, but Get Baited
But
lost 7 heroes right now, so they're gonna
Oh,
have
it's
trouble
bugged, by the
finding
way,
any
guys.
new units, and still supply block as well from WhySoSerious.
Yep.
Just being cleared, but really good job here from WhySoSerious.
But look at the units. Look at the units. Very important. 780 to 430 for Get Baited.
Well, here comes the
I
cap
think
though,
this one.
and there's still a block on supply. Trebuchet may be coming in as well.
Oh yes, this anti-cap is very important on supply. Look at this cap coming through the point right now. It has to be contested. This shield is just gonna buy some time for WSS, but they have to contest this cap coming to the point. The supply is just being enabled for WSS, so they are able to resupply right now. Interesting push from Get Baited. Kind of worked out for them. It was a smart idea, right? They read the map very well. But WSS had, I think, just the second push was very, very strong from them. They committed really hard, and the big key into these pushes, remember, Get Baited doesn't have any special units.
Yeah.
So
I want to say something even more interesting. Andrulban is blocked right now in the supply. He cannot get out.
oh, that's a really bad thing.
Oh, and he's
Yeah,
he's
I
still
mean,
got the line
you
core
see it.
war unit as well, so he's really important and critical for the team.
Yeah,
We'll see.
the bug is very like interesting right now. I mean, he cannot even. He actually in the very first push to the
Yeah,
supply.
he has to leave
Yeah,
the
yeah,
game, and this
yeah,
is
he
an
left.
important moment on the fight because Get Baited is just literally gonna push right now.
Yep.
Uh, But looking at the unit comp, get baited, a lot of cavalry,
Yeah,
and
6
a very
units of Cav out here right now.
and all get yeah, but all WSS has to do is just stay static on the point, play with those Modawas and those halberdiers, and they will win. Okay,
They're
we will
going in.
see the push from get baited, going with the paladins in the front. Now they have to be careful. WSS has to play into this trap, very well placed trap over there. This is gonna
Take
be
it
a very
in.
important fact for get
Vassal
baited.
dead. Oh, Vassal lost his changes, bro.
Oof.
Vassal couldn't even use his changes, and the Kev like absolutely decimated them. And actually, the rest of the fight is going very good for get baited. Like even
No,
though
no,
we
get baited
Ooh.
is losing this fight really
oh,
hard.
it's
Look at the
losing.
point. Look at the
Oh,
point happening right now. The modals are still there. They are hoarding strong. The supplies are being blocked from the both sides. But the hero deaths. Look at this, 8 to 5 heroes. I think yeah, we got another wrap on this one, guys.
Looks like
yeah,
it. This feels like a
it's
repeat
over.
of game 1, guys. What's going on? First fight going
Eh,
cleanly to both
Crazy
of
one.
teams, and now just the final point being the best place of defense.
To be honest, looking back, this is not over yet, right?
Mhm.
We can kind of overwrite it looking at the units and the way these fights have gone through, but looking at this, get baited, very good strategy, very smart way of playing this map. Like I was saying, this map has been cracked already when in terms of strategies, but it looks like get baited, uh, baited WSS into a specific team comp. It went very well for get baited on their defense, but it kind of backfired on their attack, right? Get baited, forsaking any kind of special units and going fully infantry and cav didn't really pay off. Their strategy going to into the back supply and playing with the
Mhm.
traps was really good. But I think WSS, I'm just gonna say it, the hero play and the only thing that got them through
Yeah.
this one was the Coco plays, and the hero play was the most
Yeah,
important
the
factor.
aggressive fight at the end was really critical. I'm just gonna say, we can see get baited players already leaving the game. GG's and well played is coming through. This was a crazy, crazy match to start off the day. And funny fact as well, this is now our 5th match in a row that's ended in a tie. The last week was a tie entirely. Um, so it's gonna be fun to see if this week will be another full match series of ties.
It's
But
a
Another
crazy map, right?
it is.
Looking at the state of the map and looking at I would never expect what get baited, right? So I was expecting, to be honest, a 2-0 for WSS, but get baited. I'm just gonna have to say it. Hats off. Beautiful, beautiful. Even though they lost their attack, was a very smart strategy. Uh, I think again, what lost get baited this attack as well was the team comp playing no special units, no Cocos, no Shenji, no cannons was what bite them in the back, right?
Mhm.
But yeah, very good strategies from the get baited. Absolutely, I'm stunned by it, to be honest. I never thought they would pull some smart strategies, right? But very good gameplay
Yeah, they made
from both
huge
teams.
improvement throughout the season, that's for sure. Will be exciting to see them play against Rough Justice in the last round as well. That's going to be a very important match next week. I bet it will be playing against Hyperborea, so should be relatively easier for them, on paper at least. But they're not done this season. They may still be going for that 3rd place finish eventually, so we'll see, we'll see. But WhySoSerious, Padlock, MVP, doing really well here. Looks like Polex OP as well, can you confirm?
I will just say this. It's just Pat Dog is a Giga Chad, so I respect. Look at all these Giga Chads in the front. Polax players, hats off to you. You see over here, Polax. It's not OP. It's just very good players. Yes, let's just say that. I will defend my weapon, CD. I will not say anything.
I
Yeah,
have to say
right, right.
Vassal was pretty unlucky. He wasn't able to use his exotics efficiently because
Mhm.
like every time the a fight happens, I mean, in the first fight, he lost his cocos. He lost most of his cocos, I think, because I see that trap hit actually, and there was a flank with the Cav from Get Baited. And the second fight, they were able to kill his changes as well. Like he couldn't use his exotics properly this match. I feel
Mhm.
kind of sad for him, but I think he can do. I hope he does better next time. He positions himself better next time, so it doesn't happen again.
I will say this. I literally just went through this point without thinking about it. You can see in WSS Team Comp you have Cursed Fly and Pustoy. So I understand why Gate Blade didn't want to bring any any how do you call them special
Extra.
units for the attack
Mm-hmm.
because
Yeah.
trying to play a special unit
Yeah.
against Pusto and Curse Fly is not the very best thing, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I kind of understand it now. So
Yeah. And I think we also saw that Get Baited is pretty good with Cav. They brought it out like tons of them, and they made good use of
yep,
them as well. Their Cav players, some of them were really really good, explosive on the map. And for example, Ghost X, right? He's always been forever really good with Cav, with his spear as well on the side. So yeah.
yeah, definitely the cap flanks pull through for Get Bladed on their attack. Sorry, on their
Mm-hmm.
defense. They did a lot of job, and even on the attack, they managed to somehow get into the back line and kill the Cocos with the trap with it, right? So very important
Mm-hmm.
use of the cab over there. Yeah, what can I say? In very good game. I didn't expect this. I was expecting this to go a bit more silent and just generic team fights, but very smart
Yep.
strategies. Very good gameplay. Very good
Mm-hmm.
gameplay. And yeah, let's go to the next one.
Yep.
Crazy one. Crazy.
Absolutely.
Let's
We'll
go.
go to a
Holy.
quick break, see if we can bring in some more guys, and then we'll be back in a couple minutes.